The moon of Pandora is host to a pair of different worlds, the harmonious nature-loving Na'vi and the industrial destructive humans of the RDA. In Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, you play as a native Na'vi, but that doesn't mean you'll be restricted to using just their traditional tools and weaponry.
So as a child of two worlds, someone that was brought up and trained by the RDA, you do have the knowledge of human tools, not just weapons, but their technology and other things as well.
But if you have access to rocket launchers, assault rifles and grenades, why would you ever use the Na'vi's comparatively primitive weapons? We spoke to the developers at Massive Entertainment, who told us all about the gameplay styles and choices offered by human and Pandoran equipment.
Human technologies are loud and destructive. Na'vi tools are usually more powerful, more stealthy, more precise.
The Na'vi source almost all of their equipment directly from nature, and so their arsenal is predominantly based on archery. Each bow is tooled for a particular approach. The short bow for fast attacks, a heavy bow for high damage sniping, and a long bow for general purpose shooting. These are, as you'd expect, silent killers.
So the Na'vi weapons, they're all about precision. And they're also stealth tools, right? So they preserve your kind of like stealth loop using that idea of like precision and, planning and quiet takedowns. That's kind of the core of it.
But how can a wooden arrow destroy an armored mechanical exoskeleton? It's simple, really. You aim true.
Our enemies have weak points. Sometimes, it's an unprotected pilot that you can just take out with one shot if you're accurate, but other times it's the vents in the back. And with a well-placed arrow, you hit it, it explodes, and you can take it out really efficiently. And that's a lot more difficult to do with the human weapons because they're so imprecise. But if you don't want that, we also have special ammo. So, there's a special ammo type where you actually duct tape grenades to an arrow and you can shoot that arrow and have it explode. And of course, that's fantastic.
While you can drive back the RDA with either Na'vi or human gear, not every aspect of Frontiers of Pandora offers that choice.
When it comes to hunting, we really encourage players to be merciful when they hunt and to get a clean kill as well. And you can't hunt with human weapons.
The Na'vi, they'll smell it a mile away that it's got metal and it's been tainted by the human technology, so it's not what you want to use for hunting.
They destroy the thing you're hunting because they're so loud and destructive. So that's one way where we're encouraging the use of Na'vi weapons a little bit more.
While Na'vi weapons are encouraged for precision and hunting, there will often be times when you need speed and aggression. That's where your character's early life with the RDA will come in handy. They know how to use all the human weapons, from assault rifles to rocket launchers.
My personal preference, right, is to start with the stealth. Usually I fail in some spectacular fashion at some point, and then I bust out the shotgun and the assault rifle and just blast my way through the last few enemies or something.
Yeah, all of the human weapons are loud, but they are incredibly fun because they're loud. They are very powerful against the Na'vi machinery, against the amp suits, against all of the things. So they're very, very effective.
As powerful as the human weapons are, though, you sadly won't be able to use the RDA's coolest machines.
You can't use an amp suit or fly in helicopter simply because you're too big. Inside, it can only fit a tiny little human.
The story of Frontiers of Pandora will focus on your character reclaiming their Na'vi heritage. And so, should you wish to fully roleplay that narrative, you can choose to use only Na'vi equipment. But Massive Entertainment has designed the game to be played with both technologies, pivoting between them as the situation demands.
I expect most players to play a mix of both and choose the right tool for the right situation. That's really why we have this background story, is to give players opportunity to kind of play with all of the different options that we have to give you, so that we can add some technology, we can add some weapons, but you can also live the Na'vi dream.
There's a choice for you, right? And I think this is a choice that people like, and it's something they recognize where, yeah, I can go loud, I can go in guns blazing, but in the end it might not be that much faster because I'm going to draw more people in and it's going to take more time. What do you want to do? You want to be careful, you want to think before you act. You'll be rewarded for that, and the same with the guns blazing. So it's really about choice, right?
The contrast between humans and Na'vi isn't restricted to weapons though. As you explore the world, you'll find very different environments depending on who lives there. Those disparate environments provide very different gameplay opportunities.
Human locations are much more structured. You have straight lines, straight angles. You have an environment that in many cases are much easier to read. So it is easier to make quick decisions on where to move, which means that agility that you have, you can really use it in combat. As beautiful as a natural environment is, it's also naturally just more chaotic. That's one of the big differences. But we also have other environments than the rainforest, right? We have really big open plains in the upper plain as an example, where that changes how you approach these things as well.
By starting with a protagonist who belongs to both Na'vi and human cultures, Massive has been able to build a game with both multiple playstyles and environmental texture. We'll see if that blend works in harmony, or if the RDA guns are OP, when Frontiers of Pandora launches on December 7th. For more, check out our hands-on preview and the developers discussing why they chose the first-person perspective. And for everything else, stick with IGN.